Day 4, out of the tubes. We lost our engineer. Blew up the station. Got chewed out. Shit, if I wanted to deal with this, I would have stayed in the military. I really needed to win with this one. The egghead's been pulling doubles with that thing. Slinger's getting deeper and deeper in the bottle, and FlyBoy looks more and more like shit every day. And somehow, I'm supposed to keep it all together, while the Corpo cracks the whip. I thought this was gonna be easy, but I don't even know if I'm cut out for it. Just gotta keep my head down and do my time.
You three better have some results to send ahead to AstroTechnica. Well?
My initial readouts proved my hypothesis. Whatever this thing is, it was not made in the sometime somewhere.
How could you possibly prove that? We've barely mapped out a single iota of the veil beyond the 7 systems, let alone the entire galaxy.
Usually I would agree with you, but the basic building blocks just aren't there. With the trace amounts of ether coursing through the artifact, I'm willing to bet this is not only alien to our galaxy, but alien to our universe.
There is ether everywhere.
Yes, but not in such a pure form. Sure, we've been able to scrape a few crystals here and there, but the amount of ether in this tiny little thing is larger than the amount in all of the Exodus mining colony. And unlike crystals, it's pure.
It belongs in a museum, or in a damn crypt.
Have you something to share, Graves?
The Cartographers were not known for leaving behind evidence. Whatever this thing is, it's certainly not treasure. Whether it's a weapon, archive, or key is irrelevant. It was left here for someone to find.
And is that somehow a problem?
Name a single time the use of a cartographer artifact didn't cause massive destruction. The personality matrices, hoarded by the cartel to make people pay off debts. The gates, releasing trans-dimensional aberrations to wreak havoc on nearby space stations. And don't even get me started on ether drives, turning entire frigates and freighters into juice. With the great lengths they went to hide this thing, I wouldn't be surprised if it caused the damn apocalypse.
I see your point.
Oh, please. Superstitious jargon spoken by a fool stricken by nothing more than fear and PTSD. The Cartographers were explorers. They left these things here to explore what we would do with them.
You're a damn fool, Dexter. Talking like that would get you blown out of the airlock on an expedition. They were living beings, not gods.
And what would living beings do when they have nothing left to explore? Explore life. They were philosophers, not mad scientists.
I've heard enough. Unless the both of you want to spend the rest of the trip in the brig, the next words out of your mouths better be what this artifact is.
Judging by its markings and mannerisms, it holds some kind of information.
What tells you that?
Their technology often mimics living things. The way the plates move lead me to believe it's transferring information through ether.
That makes no sense.
As much as I hate to admit it, Graves is correct. We transfer analog signals across electricity. This is no different.
Yes, there is much more to learn about ether. It is not out of the realm of possibility that it can hold information and adapt to its environment. This artifact clearly acts as a conduit.
So what are you saying? That ether retains information?
Not only that, but learns as well.
Yes, not much is known about the Cartographers. However, what is known is they harness the power of fluidity and information. It explains why their monuments and installations are so barren. When reality can be bent around your fingers, you need little else. Information is no different.
So this artifact could be the key to unlocking this. This is a brilliant discovery. Why are you so worried, Graves?
You know how they say the cartographer language is yet to be translated? Well, that's not entirely true. You see, I'm sure Dexter would agree. We've deduced a single word.
And what's that?
It's the word for ether. To the Cartographers, it's known as soulfire.
And what's the issue with that?
Fire burns.
So they just exploded.
Again with this shit?
FlyBoy, We've been over it.
I just don't understand. Bolts just walked into a room and exploded. Why am I the only person that can't get over this?
It ain't about us getting past it. We just don't want to think about it. I saw the poor bastard explode.
So poof. Just like that.
It wasn't no poof. Took me days to get the blood out of my suit.
It ruptured his suit?
Poor bastard popped like a pimple. Didn't think a head could get that big. It was quick, too.
Damn. That's rough.
The way Slinger described it the first time reminded me of that mission we went on. You remember that one.
I try not to. Why do you think I sleep with a barrel of black under my pillow?
What are you two talking about?
The Concordant. They fought pretty dirty during the Independence War.
Dirty how?
Slinger and I, we led a rescue operation on the outskirts of a megastar. Turned out to be a cleanup.
What do you mean?
There wasn't nothing left.
From what we gathered, it seemed the Federation frigate was fleeing a battle with a hyperlight jump.
And?
The crew had a sleeper, rogue agent from the Concords. The second they hit hyperlight, they sabotaged the QPD. There were no survivors.
What was left was a nebula of scrap and a misty red ribbon of crimson.
Makes you thankful they stopped giving the QPD codes out to everyone. Now it's just the captain and the
Pilot.
Now, can we change subjects?
I think the Corpo's out to get us.
Ah, great. 4 days out of the tube and FlyBoy is already getting cabin fever.
I'm serious. Didn't you see the gravity tethers?
Standard issue with most ships this class. What's your point?
Don't you know how many resources it takes to keep a single hypersleep pod working, let alone 8?
Well, now we only have to power 7.
I ain't playing around, guys. We're expendable. Doc doesn't breathe. What's stopping the Corpo from zooing us all away and sending the ship back dark?
Be that as it may, FlyBoy, it's irrelevant now. There's nothing to bring back. So like it or not, the Corpo is stuck with us. Now, is there anything else you'd like to complain about?
Ever since you brought that thing on board, things haven't been right. I hear stuff in my room.
The engine?
You are dense. No. Other worldly things.
Well, we are in space.
FlyBoy, get some sleep aids from Doc and go get some rest. I'd hate to lock up the only pilot we got because of cabin fever.
Maybe you're right. But I'm telling you that something isn't right.
And we have plenty of time to figure it out. By my count, 4 more years.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Hey, no! Get your hands off me! What the? Would you? What are you? No! Stop it! Somebody! Somebody help! No! Somebody help me! Somebody!
Oh, 7 systems. Where's my morning Spalies?
You know, alcoholic beverages actually dilute your brain functions.
Good.
Don't you think with a mission of this caliber you should have full autonomy of your ancillary functions?
No.
But...
Gorman Prime in heaven, you got 4 eyes and not a single one of them is tired? How are you this awake right now?
all 4 of my ocular muscles work in tandem with each other like any other organic. This line of questioning doesn't make sense to me.
Sheesh, ain't you a bundle of starshine?
Captain, you haven't filled your most recent report with AstroTechnica. I need not remind you.
Let me stop you right there. I'm gonna need a cup of spava juice before I do any clerical work. Morning, Slinger. 4 eyes. Where's FlyBoy and,
Right here. Sorry, the sleep aids didn't do anything for me last night.
Graves?
Yeah, I'm here.
Your spava juice, Captain.
Thanks, Doc. Just what the doctor ordered. Anybody seen Dex?
Probably playing with that damn artifact again.
Unlikely. I just came from there.
Clocking in early, Graves? Thought you hated the thing.
I'm coming around to it. Maybe the thing does have something to teach us.
This doesn't explain what Dex is. Four Eyes. Go wake their ass up. We got a job to do.
Sure thing, Captain.
What do you guys think the Stellar Darlings are up to?
Doesn't rightly matter. Ain't been the same since Moxie got shit canned.
Bad taste, I see. Proxy's Darlings are fine. What do you think, Kat?
I'm more a Parsecs fan myself. What the hell was that?
Didn't sound good, that's for sure.
Slinger, sling up.
Way ahead of you.
Let's get over there. The rest of you, give us a head start in case there's trouble. What's going on?
Sweet mother of malt. What in the seven systems happened here?
Oh, God. I'm gonna be sick.
What is the meaning of this? This is highly unprofessional.
FlyBoy, get Four Eyes out of here.
Yeah, sure thing, Kat. Come on, let's go.
Doc, get in here. We're gonna need a medical examination. What do you think, Slinger?
I think they're dead. Alright, I think they were stabbed.
To death?
Nah, look at the bruising. If you're gonna stab someone, you'd stab them, not beat them to death. The only reason you'd beat the piss out of them first is if you were mad at them.
What are you saying? We have a murderer on board?
I don't think Dexter killed himself. And let's face it, Dex wasn't exactly the most liked member on the crew.
You guys see that?
What? The dead body? Or the copious amount of blood?
It looks like it's spelling something out.
That doesn't look like any galactic common to me.
That's because it's not. It's Lannerai.
Telling fairy tales now, Graves? I thought you were a scientist.
What in the spam hell's a Lenora?
An old ghost story. Supposedly an old race of organics that served the Cartographers.
They were very much real. The only thing they left behind was their language. It's the only way we've been able to decipher anything about the Cartographers.
Instead of prattling on, how about you just tell us what it says?
The Vestige.
The hell does that mean?
In a literal sense, it means a trace of something that is disappearing or no longer exists. But in this context, I don't know.
Well, for now, we have a more pressing matter to attend to.
Right then, I suppose we should get into it?
Waiting on you, boss.
There was an unfortunate incident that happened on this ship earlier today.
Unfortunate? What happened to Bolts was unfortunate. This was cold-blooded murder.
That has yet to be seen. This is AstroTechnica's ship. The matter will be handled by the books. I'm not willing to chalk this up to murder without a formal investigation.
I'm surprised you don't got shit coming out of your mouth with how much you're talking out your ass.
Slinger, that's enough.
Captain, you can't tell me you're going along with this corporate puppet.
No, but she has a point. We're down to 7 crew members. We start pointing fingers now, there's not going to be anyone to get us home.
Yeah, that's a good point. Far from fair, but it's a good point.
So I'm gonna cut the shit and get right to it. We all saw what's left of Dexter. Barring the possibility of any hitchhikers we picked up along the way, it would seem that one of us did, saw, or knows what happened to Dexter. The floor is open. I want some theories now.
Perhaps the xenologist suffered from hysteria brought on from hypersleep sickness.
Nah, we ruled out any chance of self-infliction. Whatever was done to Dexter was done to him.
Yes, but what of the matter of self-defense?
Maybe you got some delusions from hypersleep. Self-defense is one thing. Cutting someone open like a crate on Exodus and spelling sweet nothings on the wall doesn't strike me as self-defense. Besides, don't you think someone would have come forward by now had that been the case?
With how AstroTechnica operates, they could have been afraid of the consequences. We already got one convict on board.
Poor Four Eyes, she's really shaken up. Shit, I'm really shaken up. What's everyone looking at me for?
We were discussing the possibility of Dexter's death being the product of self-defense, and the defender afraid of repercussions should they already have a criminal record.
Me? I was a damn smuggler, not an assassin. Shit, I don't even know Lenora. Maybe you should be looking at Graves.
Awfully quiet over there, Graves. Anything to share?
Only that Dexter was a right bastard, and I'm not surprised someone did him in. However, I'm not a murderer. Whether or not I know a secret ancient dead language.
And I thought I was the irreverent one.
So we've gotten nowhere. Half a day wasted on a witch hunt.
I have had enough of your attitude.
Why you?
Can it, Corpo? I know what AstroTechnica does to those reclaimers they send out into the rift. What makes us any different? I have half a mind to pin this on you and blow you out the airlock. Now, you better fix that pencil-pushing brain of yours before I blow it out the back of your head.
Okay. I understand.
I understand.
I understand, Captain.
That's better. I'm going back to my post. I've had enough of this madhouse for one day. Doc, tighten up surveillance. No one breathes without me knowing about it. Understood?
Understood.
Double your shift, Slinger. Far as I see it, we're under martial law.
Understood, Captain.
FlyBoy, every second you aren't flying this ship, I want your eyes glued to the security feeds. And for Gorman's sake, get some goddamn sleep. You look like shit.
Got it.
Good. I'm going back to my station. Graves, get Four Eyes and do whatever this asshat tells you to do. I want this job done so I can get back in the tube and on my merry fucking way home.